This episode brought to you by Smart Tailor by Daniel Collections.
Well, we're going to have a talk about motorbike safety, specifically wearing of helmets. Now, of course, the law in Thailand is that you must wear a motorbike helmet. The sad statistic, though, is, particularly with kids, that only 7% of children will actually bother wearing a helmet. Now, it's not so much their decision, it's their parents' decision most of the time, but only 7%. That's a surprisingly small statistic. Let's start by looking at the fine. The enforcement of wearing helmets. If you get caught not wearing a helmet, it's only going to cost you 500 baht. Now, of course, that's still quite a lot of money for a Thai. It's a lot of money for anybody. But if it's only 500 baht, it's not really what you would call a heavy enforcement that's really going to make you go home and say, gee, I need to go and get a helmet. Particularly if it's a helmet like this, which is going to go part way to helping you if you do hit your head in an accident, is only going to cost you 220 baht. Now, a perfectly good helmet. It's not a full helmet, but it's better than nothing, and it could save your life. Well, let's start by having a look at why Thai people don't like to wear a helmet. Now, I've had a talk to 3 or 4 different Thai people and discussed some of the reasons they don't like wearing helmets. Would you believe the number one thing they said is that it messes up their hair? Now, we know Thai people as a population love having good hair. And of course, putting on a helmet's going to muck up your hair. Not going to cause much of a problem for me, but for many Thais, they see this as a resistance to not wearing a bike helmet. Now, the next thing, and I can understand this, is that a lot of Thais say that wearing a bike helmet just isn't comfortable. They find it a little bit cumbersome. They find it sometimes difficult to turn their head around. Simply not comfortable. Now, another thing is that a lot of Thais say that these helmets can be very easily stolen. Unless you store them actually underneath your seat and you lock the seat, just putting them on your seat, putting them on the rear vision mirror, putting them down in front of the seat might be stolen. That is another reason that Thais don't like to carry a helmet. Now, of course, a lot of the time you're just using your motorbike to do short distances. You might be just popping down to the nearest 7-Eleven or convenience store. And this is another reason a lot of Thais say, it's just a short distance. I don't need to wear my helmet. Now, you can imagine if you've got a pillion passenger you're taking with you, you're going to have to carry a second helmet. And again, it's an inconvenience factor. A lot of people saying that, well, it's inconvenient to carry that second helmet. Another reason, and this is a little bit more existential, is that Thailand being a Buddhist country, of course, Thais have a belief in reincarnation, of an afterlife. So the threat of death, the threat of seeing dead bodies on the road, isn't perhaps such a disincentive as it might be in other cultures. So this could be another broader reason as to why Thais just don't bother wearing their bike helmets. So what of solutions? Before I go to those, can I just share with you a story? I used to work for a media company that once a year used to give away 500 bike helmets. A nice idea, you think. The problem was, and this happened every year, is that the people would come along to get their free bike helmet. The local police chief would be there to present it. They'd be thanking him very much, getting the photo opportunity, the big smile. Then they'd jump on their bike, they'd take the helmet off, put it in the basket, and they'd drive off. Not sure whatever happened to those bike helmets, but we never saw people wearing them. A good idea somebody's had is to use Thai soap opera stars, Thai music stars, and social media influencers to make wearing a helmet cool. Make it something that we see on TV all the time, make it something that we see on video clips, even getting out there and doing social media messages and TV advertisements, even radio advertisements, print advertisements, to make it look like they think wearing a helmet's okay, they think it's cool, and that could spread to the Thai population. Now, one thing is for certain, and it's worked in other parts of the world, is that Thailand needs to start having more high impact TV ads. We've started seeing a few of these at theatres, ads like this.
นักศึกษา นักศึกษา นักศึกษา
ทุกครั้งที่คุณสวมหมวกกันน็อกความห่วงใยนี้
นักศึกษา
จะอยู่กับคุณไปตลอดร่วมสร้างกฎสวมหมวกกันน็อกในสถานศึกษาสนใจรับแผนงานที่สอจรสนับสนุนโดยสสส
So there we are, some cinema advertising and TV advertising that I hope we're going to see a lot more of. It'll certainly start to have an impact. Now, just as a side note, you'll notice up here behind me the speed cameras. These are now already installed in many parts of the country and fully functional. Now, not only can they detect your speed, but they can take a lovely photo of your motorbike. They can see if you're wearing a helmet or not. They can get a close-up of your registration plate. A computer will link your registration plate to your address, and in the mail you'll get a lovely fine. Now, if they can reinforce this, if they can make the computers continue to work and they can actually get those fines out regularly, not only will they have an extra stream of income that they can use on road safety, but they can also use it as a way of deterring Thai people from not wearing their helmets. Well, before you say there's no use trying to enforce all this, nothing's ever going to change, just next door in Vietnam, you'll find that people over there always wear their bike helmets. Here we've got some footage in the middle of Ho Chi Minh City. Not only can we see people all wearing their bike helmets, but they're also magically interweaving with each other going through the same intersection, which is quite a sight to see. That's another story. But let's hope we can encourage Thais to wear their helmets more often, because not only is it going to be better for everybody, better for the insurance companies, better for their children, we'll have a lot less suffering and grief in the future. Okay, safe driving.